The action of 8 June 1945, sometimes called the Sinking of Ashigara, was a naval action that resulted in the sinking of the heavy cruiser Ashigara of the Imperial Japanese Navy by the British Royal Navy submarine HMS Trenchant.Ashigara, which was being escorted by the destroyer Kamikaze. It was being used to transport troops from Indonesia for the defense of Singapore, and the sinking resulted in a huge loss of life. Background: Trenchant, under the command of Arthur Heslett, took up position on the inside of the Banker Strait while the submarine HMS Stygian watched on the other side. On 8 June 1945, Ashigara left Batavia for Singapore with 1,600 troops on board to reinforce the defense of Singapore. She was escorted by the destroyer Kamikaze, which had been present at the Japanese defeat in the Malacca Strait. Blueback reported this movement to Heslett as he was in a better position and soon patrolled the area. The action: Kamikaze was patrolling the area, and soon a cautious Heslett spotted the masts of Ashigara nearly 6 miles away through the periscope at around 11:48. It soon became clear to Heslett that he could not reach a firing position closer to Ashigara than 4,000 yards, the limit of his torpedo's range. At such a distance, Heslett had to make precise estimable calculations before his chance of an attack disappeared. After 21 minutes, Trenchant fired a full bow salvo of 8 torpedoes at about 12:12 at a range of 4,000 yards, aimed individually from a quarter of length ahead to a quarter of a length astern. Because of the shoreline to port, Ashigara could only alter toward Trenchant, and that meant running into the torpedoes. After 3 minutes, 5 torpedoes struck Ashigara. Trenchant's company cued to view through the search periscope, but the periscope attracted anti-aircraft fire from Ashigara. Heslett then turned Trenchant to bring her stern tubes to bear and fired 2 more torpedoes nearly an hour after first sighting the cruiser. Torpedoes fired by Ashigara. Trenchant's periscope missed, but a fire caused by the first hits had spread rapidly through Ashigara, causing a huge pall of smoke to obscure Heslett's view. Kamikaze dropped 3 patterns of depth charges, but these were 3 miles from Trenchant. Within a few minutes, Ashigara began to capsize rapidly, and Kamikaze immediately returned to pick up survivors. Aftermath: losses in the sinking were heavy. Out of 1,600 troops, only 400 were saved, whilst the majority of the crew of around 850 were rescued, including Captain Mura. Ashigara was the last remaining major Japanese warship in the area after the cruiser Haguro had been sunk the previous month by British destroyers. After the sinking of Ashigara, the 10th Area Fleet based out of Singapore was left with a solitary destroyer, Kamikaze. The sinking of Ashigara earned Heslett a bat to his DSO in the U.S. Legion of Merit. HMS Trenchant flew the Jolly Roger as a tribute to her success when she reached her base at Trincomalee. Tactically, it was one of the most brilliant submarine attacks of the war in terms of range.